2024, 10 a.m. The day was here, muffled voices and distinct chatter scattered across the room. Head down, feet moving down the hall and back. Words running through my head. Heartbeat racing faster than ever. Time ticking by the second. 10:25 a.m. Focus, remember, stay concentrated, rephrase, and have fluency. Smiles pass by, some from the known and some from the unknown, while words of encouragement are said out loud. 10:30 a.m. It was time. The blurry vision became clear as the guide approached closer from the distance. There wasn't any escaping. There, my name was called out. Crowd muffled cheers one in one ear and out the other. Exiting the room that kept me anxious to enter the room that released all my fears. Walking down the hall, follow the guide. Straight, turn, deep breaths. It was happening. Closer, closer, and just closer. Walls seemed taller, atmosphere became quiet, hallway became longer, and thoughts became louder. The door I've seen before approached seemed to be scarier than ever at this moment. The door that would determine my outcome. The door that held all my fears, standing there, staring at me. I thought to myself, what did I get myself into? And why did I get myself into this? January 19, 2024. 3 months ago, 4:30 p.m. Here I was, remembering I'd signed up for this a few months back. The gym, the sequence of chairs that would soon be filled with people's eyes staring at me. Then the podium I'd never encountered before. The podium that was right in front of me. The door that had caused me to lose all my thoughts. The door that contained 3 judges. My name is called out, with every nerve bolting at once. I was greeted, then handed a paper with all the interview times. My mind flourished as if my thoughts had disappeared. 5 p.m. The first candidate went in as I stood from afar. Then 5:10, the second. Everyone seemed to finish so quickly, which only meant 5:20 p.m., my turn. I began walking towards the door, pushing all my thoughts behind me to make a good impression. 1, 2, 3. I entered the door, trying not to overthink it. I greeted the 3 judges before sitting down. Questions began as the answers responded. Thank you were the last words that left my mouth as I left the room with relief, but entered my thoughts as I knew the worst was to come. Time was ticking, chairs began to fill, and thoughts became cycles as the negative overpowered the good. We all began sitting down, candidates in front and audience in the back. As the introduction was said, I knew I couldn't get past this. One by one, our names were called out to deliver our speech. The nerve grew by the second. The first candidate went up and delivered her speech. Applause from everyone arose. Then the second, and finally myself. I went up to the podium and just breathed. Before I knew it, my speech had come to an end. I was congratulated. However, what was next? I thought to myself, thinking time was all I had. Little did I know it was all I lost. April 17, 2024, 3 months later. Thoughts were empty, the roads were calming, the drive was quiet, giving all reason for my thoughts to become louder. 6 p.m., we finally arrived. Somehow I was still in belief, even as I entered to greet all the other candidates. There everyone was, holding the thought of their memorized speech, and there I was, still trying to calm my nerve. As the evening came to an end and the night approached, nothing was cycling through my head but my non-memorized speech that I had exactly 89 days to memorize. I can't memorize a whole speech in a few hours, I said, but I did. 1 a.m., I finally rested my head, repeating every last word until I fell asleep. 7 a.m., bright and early. Every emotion I could feel came flooding in. 7:30, we all went to the building where everyone met up. I couldn't think straight. The director began announcing the times and orders of all the speeches, Group A and Group B. Names began being called out. I sighed with relief after every name that wasn't mine, until Group B. My name is called out first. My heart sank, but more than ever I could not panic now. We were all brought to the waiting room. My name is called out again, except this time I was expecting it. I entered the room. This is it. My thoughts vanished. I walked up to the podium, acknowledging the 3 judges right before me. I started saying my speech, one word after another, remembering to always keep a smile. As the last words left my mouth, I was accompanied by questions by each of the 3 judges, one after another, and finally I was done. My mind became clear, my thoughts had been brushed out, and the door that held all my fears had been opened, except this time I'd be exiting it rather than entering it. As I returned back to the waiting room, applause from everyone rose. At this moment, I felt relief, but more so struck with realization. Realization that what was small, I turned into a big deal. What was true was what I denied, and what I thought was what I feared. Thought to myself that I only grew my fear by the moment, and that my underestimation of my ability to perform is what held me back, took over my every move and my confidence. And rather than letting the little details in the picture control my actions, let it lead me to view the bigger picture. Thank you.